Welcome back to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio with Emmy Hikins, and a lovely singer, songwriter, and a musician all the way from Tasmania in Australia, Farnz Cordeaux, and he's of the band Silver Beets. So would I be right in saying you write all your songs?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, at least the band write all the songs.
Yes.
We've just recently touched upon a couple of cover songs that we might want to do, but essentially it's all about, it's about us.
Yeah.
But I think a well-done cover song can be an intro for an audience to your band.
Yeah.
We're not known. Nobody, the general man on the street would never have heard of us, but they may have heard of Simon and Garfunkel, or they may have heard of Donovan or something, and we can grab a song from them and go, right, we like this, maybe we can interpret that our way, and give it our own Silver Beets feel, if you wish, and see, and that might drag a few people and go, he's kind of got that Bowie vibe, or he's got that, Radiohead vibe, or whatever it is, and sort of go, I can jump on board with this.
Yeah. Yeah, wow, that's a good perspective. So I know you touched on your albums, but this is the point where you get to officially talk about it. Tell us about the albums, the ones that are out, and if possible, the ones that are in the making.
Okay, so the one that's out is we've released a debut EP with 6 songs on it. Yeah. And it's started to get some airplay in different places in the world, which is incredible. It's such a humbling experience to hear back from a radio station saying, yeah, we want to play your stuff. Wow. It's like, okay, it's such a thrilling moment, I suppose. I still get chills when I see these, and it's only been a couple of weeks, really. And there's a couple of sort of classic rock songs on there. Yeah. There's sort of a mid-90s feel for one song, just a little bit of an indie pop song. Yeah. There's one that's kind of not dark in the sense of dark, mentally it's more just dark chords, minor chords, and just a bit of a what would you say, a mystery feel, like, what's the universe got in store for me, who's in control, that kind of a thing. There's my favourite on the recording is a song called We All Need Hope, and it's my favourite because of the lyrics. It's that corporate greed, in society today, surely it's reached the point of its top, and, I see, a kinder world in front of us, but does everybody, let's move towards tomorrow, because at the moment it feels sometimes, a bit rough. And then it just ends off with a little pop tune that's a kind of an ironic pop tune about a person who wrote a #1 song and didn't find out they had written a #1 song until they heard it on the radio. And they sort of, it was this pop tune, and they didn't really like pop music, but, there's the irony is that they made, #1 song by writing a pop tune. Wow. But it's all a bit of a dream. You're never sure whether it's actually real or actually a dream. So, and there's a bit of humour there. So. Yeah,
I love a bit of storytelling in a song as well. It gives it a different flavour on it there. Yeah. So you actually haven't told us what this album is called.
The EP is called Purple Stems.
Right, Purple Stems.
Like the silver beet leaf or the Swiss chard with the nice purple stem, that's where it's taken from.
Right, so Purple Stems by the Silver Beets. And where can we find this album?
You can find that on CD Baby and Bandcamp.
Yep. Right. So
so through CD Baby, you can get it on iTunes, or you can get it on Spotify and that sort of thing.
Wow.
Or you can purchase it directly through Bandcamp, and I'll email it out to. Well, not email it. I will send it out throughout the world.
Yeah.
Obviously, that'll cost a little bit more than just maybe iTunes, but then you get the physical copy.
You do, yeah.
Which
and
I grew up in the time when there was vinyl there at one point, so very briefly in my life, and that physical tactile thing is such a nice thing to have.
It is, isn't it? It's making a comeback though, vinyl.
Vinyl's huge in some places, and I even hear cassettes are making a comeback in some places. Yeah. Wow, so that's brilliant. So we're going to. And as for future recordings, well, I think I did mention. I think I've got 3 albums in my computer at home, in the studio, and so the band has actually worked on 5 of them. There's just some pieces to go on the 5 songs off the first album. So there's a 10-song album coming out after this EP. At the moment, tentatively called Stay Tuned. It may change, it may not. But there's 10 songs on that.
Wow.
And 5 of those, myself and the drummer have laid down all of our tracks. I will go back and do the vocals again. And the bass player and the other guitarists are coming in to do some stuff over the next few months. And we're working on the next part of that album. So the other 5 songs on that.
Brilliant! So, wow, we're gonna take
with any luck and money.
Brilliant.
Maybe by the end of the year.
Well, you never know. Fingers crossed. You might be getting millions.
Well, we won't go that far, Emmy, but
it's nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible when you're working.
And look. When I started this with the drummer a couple of years back, I wanted to set myself a goal, and it sounded silly to say it. But I thought if I say it out loud to the universe, I wanted to play with Radiohead. That was the goal. I was like, I want to open for a Radiohead show one day. And, in 2014 or whenever it was, it sounded silly in a sense, but it's not silly. It's just, hard to accomplish.
Well, hard work open doors, you see. It does, it does open doors, So anyway, we're going to take a short break now, and when we come back, you'll be telling us about your Twitter social media presence. Which is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, websites, and all that. Right, so we're going to take a short break now. Please don't go away. You're listening to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio with Emmy Hikins, and a lovely singer, songwriter, musician, and the frontman of the band, Silver Beets, Farnz Cordeaux, all the way from Tasmania in Australia. Please don't go away.